Alright, this is going to be a what is in my camera bag. And the bag that I'm actually using is the K&F Concepts Alpha bag. And let's just get right into it. So, opening it up, I have in the laptop compartment my M4 MacBook Air. It's pretty capable for video and light photo editing, but all of my main photo work is done on my PC. Alright, let's start with my drone. I use the DJI Mini 4K drone, and I also keep the controller and batteries in here as well. This is a nice little light drone. Get 90 minutes flying time with that. And I keep my Sony 28-70 lens. It is a kit lens, but I've found it's still pretty good for video recording and some photos, so I like to have that in there. For my audio, I use the Saramonic Blink B2, something like that, microphones. So I've got a connector and microphones in there. And I have the bag, which houses all of my cables and dead cats for them. But I also keep just a regular shotgun mic with a dead cat in this bag as well. And that just slides right in there. And then what came with the bag was this little pouch bag cover thing for the rain. I don't really use it that much, but because it doesn't really rain that much. But and I have a little 58mm thread macro wide angle lens attachment. It's pretty nice. I like having it for those landscape shots, things like that. And for the first camera, I have my Sony a7R III with the Tamron 70-300 lens. I use this a lot for if I'm just going to be doing like some outside bird work or landscape shots, because I like having the high megapixel count. Oh, and I also have a Arca Swiss plate on the bottom. I have those on all my cameras for the attachment, the camera clip I keep on my strap. Well, that about sums up the inside. So let's move on to the top compartment here. In here, I have got my primary portrait street photography lens. It is the Miike 50mm 1.8 with the K&F Concept filter thing. What is this? An ND filter. The ND filter. I've got a light that goes into a little cold shoe port. Nothing too crazy. It's by Lonzi. Just nothing too crazy. And my main camera, the Sony a6700. And the lens that I keep on it is the Viltrox 9mm f2.8 for E-mount. Yeah, it is a nice lens. I like using that for vlogging and just for, it's very wide, so I throw on the active stabilization and that covers it. And this bag actually has a compartment at the top here, and in here I keep a blower and this little phone mount so that I can put it in my cold shoe port. I like to pull up Pinterest for all my photo references. So if I'm doing portraits, I'll do some pose references and pull those up. I've got some body caps in there. And this Retrotopia, something like that. It's a manual focus lens, but it's got a disposable camera lens in it. Nothing too crazy. Small rig. This little multi-tool for my plates and everything. So it's got your flathead and my Allen keys in there. So that's very useful. I got a charger for my cameras, and this little adapter for SD cards. So it's got USB and USB-C on it. So that's for my MacBook and for my phone. So if I want to shoot HEIF or JPEGs, I can take those straight off of camera and I'll be all set. Then I've got this duster, so I can clean off a lens, and it's got the little microfiber cloth bit on the end there. And I've got this strap. It is by PGY Tech. It's similar to how Peak Design does it, where you have your little clip on and it just snaps in there like so, and then it just pops off. That's everything for that top compartment. Now we move into the front. As you can see, it's got a compartment here, but this is an expansion for some extra literage. Opening it up, what I keep in here consists of my phone gimbal and extending port there. So I like to have those in there for if I'm going to be doing vlogging or something like that. And then I've got these filters. So these are by Newer, and they are just colored filters. So like pink and yellow, and I've got a blue, and I think orange and red as well in there, but you know, those are just cosmetic filters. I don't use them too often. And I've got this very nice camera strap. So I actually keep two clips, one for this strap, and then I keep the other one for my PGY Tech wrist strap. So I have two clips on each of my cameras for that purpose. And then I got another body cap and some just lens wipes, glasses for the front of lenses, something like that. I got gray cards. Got gray, white, and black, so this is a 15%, so if I need to adjust my white balance, got that. Then I have a small rig SD card holder, so it just keeps a couple micro SD cards in there for the drone. And that's it for that. But I do keep a tracker in here so that I can see it on my Find My. It makes noise. You never can be too careful. And then in one of the side water bottle pockets, that's where I keep this. I just slide it in there. This is just my tripod that I carry with me. It has a quick release on the top, very similar to the grip on my straps. So I just slide it in like so, and then I'm all set. And then it just pops out, and we're good to go. Now, like I said, there was two ports, but this side is, I don't really put anything in there because it has a zip right here. And this, I don't really keep a whole lot in here. I just keep my lens filter threads, like step-up rings, and then I keep this pouch, which houses some extra Z100 batteries for both cameras. I keep 3, just so that I can get through the day for both times. Now sometimes I will use a battery grip for my R3, but I don't use it too often. That's when I'm doing some big portrait works. But yeah, that is everything that I keep in my camera bag. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one.